We saw on Sony rumors that B&H has actually started slowly pulling Sony lenses off of their channel or off of their page.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the most popular ones, but ones that were like pre-order or available. Now they just say currently unavailable.
Yeah.
And this is one of those situations where I feel like, you know, even if you don't live in America, you're still going to be affected in some way. Because like if gear starts to become harder to get your hands on, like we saw this during COVID, the price of gear is going to skyrocket everywhere, especially used gear. And so I personally have been looking at, like, I got a couple pieces of gear around here, and Cam Mackey said this on his stream yesterday.
Yeah.
But that's like, maybe if you got some gear to move, but you don't need to buy, it might be a good time to like start getting that stuff ready.
Yeah.
So, because the used market is gonna pop off.
Oh yeah.
Quick, because whatever's already here, no tariff, right? So like you can sell your gear used for a much better price, and maybe at the beginning you can get some pretty good deals.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, because I mean Cam was very, cryptic last night, and then me seeing this Sony deal, I wonder if lenses specifically are going to be more affected than other elements. Because like, yeah, we said technology is getting like, some exemptions, but I don't think lenses fall under that.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, dude, this genuinely like hurts my heart. Because not just Sony lenses, Canon is reported at the end of this month that they are going to be doing price increases of 10%. And gosh, like right now, the R5 Mark II is, I think, at like $399 with a free battery grip on B&H.
Mm-hmm.
And B&H is closed to the 21st, which is crazy. Not crazy. B&H? But it's like at the end of this month, everything's supposed to go up at least 10%. I do think that this just isn't good for the consumer. This isn't good for us. It may have long-term good effects, years, decades into the futures, but I don't know if the short-term losses are worth it.
So if we know this is coming, Jarrell, what are some of the things that you're currently doing right now to just get ahead of this? What are some of the like, what are you doing? What do you think is like some of your approaches right now?
So right now, the first thing that I'm doing is I am putting any gear purchases I need to make in two buckets. One, immediately get it before tariffs hit. And then anything that isn't a necessary buy is genuinely getting put off for 3 to 4 years. So I'm like trying to, now this sounds like a basic thing, but you really have to prioritize what needs to be purchased now versus what can get purchased later. And so for me, how I'm prioritizing is what's going to make me more money. Like, is determining its necessity. If I was thinking about buying something like a 200 to 400 millimeter lens just because I thought, oh, it'd be cool to shoot my kids with, I don't care about that because that's not going to necessarily make me money.
Yeah.
But hypothetically, an R5 Mark II could make me and pay for itself. And so I just got to kind of figure out in my own business strategy if it's worth even getting that or waiting. So that's one of the tips. What about you?
Yeah, I think for me, it's also kind of like a situation of like, maybe it's time to like scale down a little bit.
Yeah.
And so like anything that I don't like immediately need, I'm probably going to be looking to like move it. Sell it, get rid of it. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. Sometimes I'll buy stuff and then think, oh yeah, this is great. And then I buy another one and then I lose something. So then I buy another one. I'm like, why do I have 4 of these things sitting around? So one thing I'm going to be doing is just sort of like scaling back what I'm currently doing. Mm-hmm. Also, when it comes to like my business right now, because I mean, a lot of people are saying that like, the economy is going to get hurt. People are going to be slowing down, blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of times there is a time to hustle and try to grow. And then there is a time to lock in and go all in. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody. We will be able to tell by the like to dislike ratio that will happen after I say this. But there are two types of people, at least that I look at. There are go-getters and there are people who sit back and they're victims. Okay?
Yeah.
And I believe that most of our audience is in that we're going to go out and get it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to sit back and wait, right?
Yeah.
And so because I believe that's who our audience is, and I feel like I can say this openly. If you have a skill set right now that is very easy for you to monetize, like let's say, for example, you shoot weddings. You don't really want to shoot weddings, but you can book weddings pretty easily, right? I feel like this is the time where like you go in and you say, dang, I'm about to go shoot as many weddings as I possibly can, stack and save.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there are times to be like overly ambitious and, you know, bet the farm or risk it for the biscuit to try to get that next level up. Personally, I don't feel like that's necessarily where you go. I believe that you go find the skill set that you have. Maybe you're a photographer who's really good at shooting photos, but you're trying to get into video, but you can make money doing photos. Go stack up. Go stack up as much as you absolutely can right now because you know how to do that. And like in my space, like I've been shooting real estate for 10 years. Do I love shooting real estate? No, but I can book real estate jobs like nobody's business.
Yeah.
I'm about to shoot a ton of real estate videos.
Yeah.
Because the hard part about all of this is the bigger the budgets, the larger the cut, right? And that's just something that I learned through COVID. Like when I went through COVID, I had 3 contracts that were all together going to add up to like $60,000 over the course of like literally a week and a half. It was like 2 for the one for the Houston rodeo and then 2 for South by Southwest. They all got cut all at once because they were big budget stuff. All of my smaller budget stuff that I was doing around the city, that stuff still hung around for a little bit longer until they literally shut us all down.
Yeah.
Right? And so right now might be a really good time to focus on what you can do and do quickly and make quick money.
Yeah.
So that way you can just stack and start to cushion yourself. And that's me giving like honest, not fun advice. But because I know we all love doing this thing, like I know the struggles of saying like, oh man, this is what I really want to do. This is what I love doing.
Yeah.
But I can't, afford to do it. I mean, that literally happened to me when I was first getting into video. We found out we were going to have our son, and I was like, oh, this either needs to become a business or this is going to be a too expensive hobby that I can't keep going with. So I turned it into a business.
That's good.
And I think right now it's sort of the same mindset. It's like, okay, regardless to what happens, let's say the whole Tariff thing blows over and it was all just, a bunch of dudes trying to show how strong they were, right? And they all agree, sign some papers, and it doesn't affect us. You still are now sitting on a stack of cash.
Yeah.
That then you can go ahead and invest in something. So like
for
right
sure.
now, my advice to everyone that I've been talking to is like, dude, do what you can do really well, really fast, and, stack some cash. And then when it comes to gear, bro, I'm telling most people, don't buy squat. Like, even if you feel like, well, it's going to go up in price, I can almost guarantee you 9 times out of 10, what you have is more than good enough. Bro, I'm seeing people make bukus of money shooting on the iPhone.
Yeah.
I just booked a commercial that I'm shooting on an iPhone in like a few weeks. We're shooting it only on iPhone. I have access to everything. We're only shooting it on iPhone. So you can definitely do it with what you already got. And 9 times out of 10, the client won't know or care. So that's just sort of my thought for you guys. Hopefully that helps. That's my real honest opinion. So run with that if you want to.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think one thing that I'm going to start trying to do, because I feel you so real on those large budgets. I think we're about to enter a time period where people will want to market and people will still need video services. But maybe the days of spending $5,000, $10,000 is going to be less, potentially. Not projecting, just saying potentially.
Yeah.
I feel like what would be really great for us to potentially do is to adopt a mindset of how do I provide value and ease at a lower price point, not necessarily just slashing our prices, like saying like, hey, I normally used to do this project for $5,000. I'm going to use the same equipment. I'm going to do the same amount of hours. I'm going to do everything now for $2,500. I don't think that's it. I think it's trying to figure out like, hey, we joked about it a lot. Like, we used to shoot everything in log, you know? It's like, okay, what does it look like to potentially go and shoot a project on an iPhone, on a Osmo Pocket 3? Not an Osmo, an Osmo.
I have my Nosmo. I found my Nosmo. It was like underneath.
That's for the $100 jobs, Brandon.
That's for the experience jobs.
That's the freemium jobs. Anyways, but literally saying, okay, cool. Maybe, like, obviously, if a client's not in a place where you're like, hey, let's do 10 interviews, let's do 2 days of B-roll, let's do all these things. What if they're just like, well, hey, we just need to do website banner, or hey, we just need to do this, do that. Are you able to put together a package that doesn't take a lot of your time, maybe doesn't have the premium gear on it, and then you're able to do a job for less because you worked less, but you're able to stack more jobs that way, especially if the bigger jobs dry up. So that's going to be definitely something that I'm going to be looking at, of because I've shot real estate on Reds. I've shot real estate on the C70, on the R6s. Bro, you might see me pulling up on the Cine Peeper with my iPhone 15. Pull up.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out this clip. If you enjoyed it, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. It's how you tell the algorithm that you enjoyed this content, and that way they can share it to other creators just like yourself. And if you didn't like this video, that's okay too. Hit the thumbs down button, but hit it twice just so you show it that you really didn't like it.